In the Slain Theocracy, the captain of the Black Scripture and the Zeshi Zetsume talk about the mystery of the Ain's Ul gown and the recent vampire attack that killed 2 Scripture members and hurt Lady Care badly. Zeshi likes Ain's because she thinks he will give her a strong child. In another place, one of the original 13 heroes, Ygritte and the Platinum Dragon Lord, talk about a possible dark and powerful player from Yggdrasil. Gazev Stronov is in Riesti's capital when the nobles decide to have the annual battle in Baharuth. The king says he is sorry he did not help Karne village as much as he could have. After Princess Renner and her servant Climb arrive, the king tells Gazev to thank Ain's Urgaun for saving him. After Ain's finishes a job as Momon, he returns to Nazarick to tell Albedo about the important country states near Nazarick. Albedo is very happy to see him. Ain's gives Aura a talking wristwatch that says lunch hour in Lady Baku Shigama's voice. While she watches over the fake copy of Nazarick, Shaltair drinks herself into a stupor, even though she was the one who let Ain's take over her mind. Butler, who works for Sibas, tries to cheer her up. Kokitas' job is to fight the lizardmen and collect their bodies to be used to make an army of the dead. Lizardmen chieftain Shasrio and his brother Zariusu are chatting about daily life in their settlement when a monstrous entity appears from the sky. The dark thing in the sky tells the Green Claw lizardmen that they will be attacked in 8 days. Zariusu suggests that Red Eye, Dragon Tusk, Razor Tail, and Small Fang work together. Tribes Yellow Speckle and Sharp Edge have both been defeated by Dragon Tusk, so it is unlikely that they will join forces. The chieftain sends Zariusu to make deals with other tribes. Zariusu meets Crush Lulu, who is the Red Eye tribe's interim chief and priestess. He gives her an automatic mating call because he wants to marry her. They decide to work together. After a rough start, Zariusu and Crush go to Dragon Tusk village to make an alliance, but chieftain Zenburo Gugu will not join unless Zariusu proves himself in battle. Demiurge and Eclair talk about how Eclair wants to topple Nazarick's throne, which was built by Ankoro Mochi Mochi. While a fake version of Nazarick is being made, Kokitas subordinates tell him about Demiurge's mission for the scroll. Kokitas learns that there is going to be a war, so he gets his army prepared. Zariusu and Zenburo argue over who will be chief and Crush's mate. Zenburo is physically stronger than Zariusu, but each time Zariusu attacks, he freezes Zenburo with an item called Frost Pain. Zenburo knows he cannot keep fighting an item that will kill him as he fights. Dragon Tusk is now part of the alliance. Shasryu meets the 3 of them, and they all gather for a scouting report at the Razor Tail tribe, where the herald predicted the first attack would occur. Kokitas watches them meet on a crystal, and then gives the order to attack. The lizardmen put up a good fight until the 5 chiefs summon the swamp elementals with their magical abilities. What Entoma says about battle surprises Lord Ains. Demiurge tells Kokitas that Lord Ains may want him to limit food supplies and send out troops to fight the lizardmen. Kokitas sends an elder Lich Caster commander into battle to crush any resistance. Zariusu sacrifices his horse, the Hydra Snake Rororo, to get close to the Lich and fight with Crush and Zenburo. Crush and Zenburo are later knocked out, leaving Zariusu to use what strength he has left to trap himself and the Lich commander in a huge ice cage. After a lot of pain and many attacks, Zariusu wins by surprising Lich by attacking him in a fog and driving his frost pain into his brain. With the lizardmen victorious in the battle, Kokitas must answer his defeat to Ains. The lizardmen celebrate victory. Zarius and Crush are startled when Zenburo walks into their tent and finds them both alone and blushing. Back in Nazarick, Ains tells the others about the 8th floor guardian, Victim, so they can be ready for unexpected events. Demiurge used sheep beastmen to make better scrolls, and Ains promised to punish Shaltair later. Ains had given Kokitas a small army so that he could change the way how he leads and how he uses his resources. Kokitas' low-level zombies did not hurt Nazarick in any way, but Kokitas must face punishment. He has to eradicate the lizardmen. Kokitas instead asks the lizardmen to be spared into servitude to Nazarick, proposing it could benefit them to see how governing a new people under Nazarick would work, because they might have to do it again in the future. Ains agrees, but Kokitas should not be afraid to rule. Ains wanted to know what Kokitas thought, so he told his guardians to think about helping Nazarick again until they did. Demiurge tells the guardians Guardians that Ains wanted them to work together more on their plan to take over the world, and that Cocytus's mission was a lizardmen scouting mission. Ains is glad that his Guardians are getting better and can smell Albedo's sweet scent. The Guardians and Ains return to the battlefield the next day in a spectacular show of strength. They freeze the lake. Gargantua throws a big rock into the middle of the lake, and the undead put on a royal ceremony so Ains can sit atop the rock and speak to the lizardmen. Demiurge uses controller magic to make the Shasha brothers obey Ains's orders. Cocytus will fight them alone in 4 hours, and if they win, they will never have to worry about Nazarick attacking them again. 5 leaders of tribes talk about sending only themselves and letting Crush take charge. The tribe leaders send Zariusu to meet with Crush while she is fighting. Both of them know they will die, so Crush asks Zariusu to make her pregnant to keep their love alive. Zenburu, Kayuku Zuzu, Sukyu, Juju, and the Shasha brothers are preparing for war with Cocytus. While Ains and his guards get ready, the first floor is watched by the victim. When he sees that the guards have made a makeshift throne of bones for him, he makes Shalter bend and sits on her as punishment because he does not want to sit on bones. This makes Albedo mad, but Shalter is extremely delighted about it. Ains stumbles upon Zariusu and Crush having intercourse while they watch the Lizardmen village through the magic mirror of remote viewing. Cocytus shows up dressed as a floor guardian to join the Lizardmen champions in a fight. After the brutal one-sided battle, the Shasha brothers are the only Lizardmen who are still alive. Cocytus asks them what their names are and gives them the honor of dying by his god-slaying Emperor Blade. Repeating the fog and surprise attack maneuver, he easily kills Shasryu. Later, Ains congratulates Cocytus on his win and makes a deal with Crush. If Crush reports any signs of a revolt after he takes them in, Ains will bring Zariusu back to life. Crush agrees, and Ains brings Zariusu back to life in the village, where people now worship him as a god. After Zariusu and Zenburo swore to stay loyal, Zariusu asks for his brother and Zenburo to be returned to life as well, and Ains takes it into consideration, having the Lizardmen keep their bodies safeguarded. Sebas goes to the Magician's Guild in Riestes to buy a spell scroll. On his way back to the mansion, he encounters a tormented woman and, remembering player Touch Me's words, saves her. Sebas gives the man who threw her away money to flee town, because the Eight Fingers crime syndicate will kill him. On his return, Solution is surprised by Sebas's care for the girl and having him heal her. When she wakes up, she is fed and sobs for Sebas's kindness. Revealing her name is Tuer, Sebas tells Solution not to tell Lord Ains about a meager girl. Gazif helps Brain Unglaus, who is depressed after meeting Shalter over breakfast. Blue Rose's team of adamantite adventurers destroys an illegal crop used to produce a powerful narcotic known as black dust in a remote location. Blue Rose member Evil Eye finds a coded parchment that leads to Eight Fingers leaders. At the same time, the leaders of Eight Fingers discuss the burning of the crops and Sebas's rescue of the girl. Zero promises Cocodol, head of the slave department, that his men will return the girl. Ains finds managing the Lizardmen budget and Nazarick's agents' undercover funds difficult. Narbril and Nabe talk to Ains about the ore samples he brought for an exchange box experiment to see which ore yields the most gold. He gives Nabe all the money he has left, reminding her to be covert and friendly to humans and frets over money. Gazif spars with Climb and tells him about Ains Uul Gaun, who saved his life. Gazif tells his vice chief that Climb's power cannot surpass that of a gold-ranked adventurer, but he can learn from experience. Gazif sees Prince Zanak and Marquis Revon forming an alliance despite kingdom factions. Princess Renner introduces Climb to Blue Rose's leader, Lachius, Alvain, Dale, Andra, and twin assassin Tina. Under Renner's guidance, they learn the code they discovered at the Black Dust Crop is a list of Eight Fingers' important locations in the capital city. Blue Roses brings Climb to investigate an underground brothel in the capital, but they worry their plans have been uncovered because a nobleman's daughter is one of Renner's maids. Meanwhile, Sebas has Tuer serve as the maid of the manor he and Solution are using as cover, but they are later found by Succulent, an Eight Fingers agent, and Constable Staffan Havish. The two ask for compensation for Sebas's crime of buying Tuer despite anti-slavery laws. They leave Sebas for 2 days to consider their proposal. The Solution tells Ains Sebas may have been compromised while he is on a walk. Climb tells Gagarin and Evil Eye, who are having lunch, that Lachios wants them to mobilize Evil Eyes. Evil Eye tells them about the new adamantite team, Darkness, consisting of Momon, Nabe, and the wise king of the forest as a pet, leaving Gagarin amazed by their feats. Climb wishes he had such strength, but the duo advises him to go at his own pace and not lose his humanity. Brain Unglaus runs errands for Gazef and passes a crowd watching drunk men attack a boy for bumping into them. Climb also passes by and intervenes. Both see Sebas punch the issue with skill and speed. Climb asks Sebas for a strength lesson after seeing him recently. Sebas trusts Climb and teaches him to overcome death fear. Climb overcomes his fear by thinking of Renner after being flooded with killing intent. Brain witnesses Climb's ability to overcome fear and asks Sebas to teach him. Sebas kills 3 of Succulent's assassins, leaving Brain and Climb to handle the last 2. With their attackers down, Sebas uses a skill to interrogate one of them about Succulent and the 8 Fingers. The trio works together out of respect for each other to destroy 8 Fingers in Riestais. They visit Succulent's brothel, where Sebas rescue Tuar. Sebas, Brain, and Climb enter the brothel through the basement's front door and side entrance. Sebas charges the front, while Climb and Brain take the back. Sebas warns the duo that he will kill inside opposition if necessary. They only ask that Crocodile and Succulent be captured. Sebas easily removes the steel door, knocks out the guards, and then finds Constable Staffan Havish assaulting a slave girl. After slapping Staffan horribly, Sebas decides he is unworthy of life and kicks him in half. Brain and Climb defeat their opponents and find a Gagarin-made trap door to the underground storage. While Brain scouts with Climb, Crocodile and Succulent arrive by a hidden passage in front of the young warrior. Succulent uses illusion magic to injure Climb until Brain returns and defeats him with God Slash. The trio captures 2 8 Fingers and returns home. Brain returns to Gazef's home, and the two have dinner, discussing Climb's progress and Shaltair by name. Sebas returns to the manor to find Solution in her Pleiades attire, telling him Ains is in the next room. Climb returns to Renner, who is pleased he is safe. Renner calls the maid she knows is spying on her to tell her how amazing Climb was, but she plans to kill her for disrespecting Climb. Zero gathers the remaining 6 arm members to kill Sebas, Climb, and Brain. Ains, who is Pandora's actor in disguise, asks Demiurge, Victim, and Coquetus to testify about Sebas's possible betrayal. To test Sebas's loyalty, he orders Tuar's death. Sebas does so, and Coquetus blocks his attack, proving him a loyal servant to Nazarick. After the real Ains arrives, he hears Tuar's full name and realizes she is Ninya's sister, the Swords of Darkness spellcaster, so he lets Sebas have her as a temporary maid. Renner and Blue Rose discuss 8 Fingers raids in the royal palace, but Marquis Revon and Prince Zanak arrive with a solution. After discussing Renner's true identity, she reveals she has damning intelligence on the royal and noble factions and coerces Revon to lend his private army to 8 Fingers. He reluctantly agrees, and Zanak reveals that Barbro has a hidden storehouse in trade with 8 Fingers. Renner also says that Gazef Stronov is her trump card against the Syndicate, besides the help of Blue Rose. After a day of gathering food for Demiurge's Arbelian sheep, humans, Sebas and Solution return to the manor to find Tuar missing and a note from 6 Arms challenging Sebas for her freedom. Sebas remembers Ains' words and messages their boss. Ains, as Momon, sends reinforcements to Albedo. While initially reluctant, she sends Demiurge's forces to destroy 8 Fingers. Albedo thinks Ains' old gown, after the guild name, is silly, preferring Momonga, as shown by his original player banner on the wall and the guild flag on the floor. After Sebas leaves to save Tuar from 6 Arms, Demiurge tells the Pleiades, Mare, and Shaltair about his Operation Guyana plan. Climb, Brain, and Lockmire raid an 8 Fingers base in the royal encampment. They meet Sebas, who was also summoned to fight the 6 Arms. Sebas kills 4 6 Arms members and customers in seconds. Solution says that Zero is not one of the people in the room. Meanwhile, at Hilma's house, she wakes up to find her house surrounded by bushes. Entoma empties the manor after breaking Mare's leg to drag her away. While Entoma is snacking on a human body part, Gagarin fights her, thinking she is with 8 Fingers. Tia and Evil Eye arrive and defeat Entoma. Before she is killed, Jalda Beoth saves the bug maid. After Gagarin and Tia are killed by the demon's hellfire wall, Evil Eye attacks, but Momon, aka Ains, stops him. Momon helps Evil Eye defeat Jaldabaoth. Evil Eye develops romantic feelings for Momon Ains after he proves himself Jaldabaoth's demiurge's equal. While defending him, Jaldabaoth leaves the fight, saying he will guard an item he is looking for in the city. Momont does not follow Evil Eye, citing Jaldabaoth's restrained fighting. When she mentions how Gagarin, Tia, and she nearly killed Entoma, she angers Momont and Nabe. Brain, Climb, and Lockmire are escorting Tuar when Zero challenges Brain to a fight. Together, Lockmire and Climb beat Succulent as Tuare and Brain and Zero are evenly matched. After rescuing the real Tuare, Sebas wanders in and sees the fight. Sebas tells Zero that the 6 arms were killed, shocking him. Zero abandons his fight with Brain to attack Sebas, who kills him with a single dropkick. Sebas leaves with Tuare, but promises to repay Climb and Brain for rescuing her. Everyone in the city can see that Jaldabaoth has made a circle of fire inside the city. Princess Renner arranges for adventurers and soldiers to kill demons in the ring, while Climb, Brain, and Lockmire save the citizens. Momon, Name, and Evil Eye will fight Jaldabaoth in the center. She plans to use adventurers and soldiers as cannon fodder, while Momon kills Jaldabaoth. The Adventurer Coalition rescues civilians in the residential sector, while royal guards hold off demons until Momon, Name, and Evil Eye arrive. Brain challenges a disguised Shalter so his comrades can escape. Brain cuts Shalter's fingernail with 4-fold slash of light and flees. As he runs, Shalter notices Climb and Lockmire, leaving them behind after remembering Demiurge's order. The 3 find a warehouse of civilians pleading for their taken loved ones, confirming the princess's theory of family separation. As Momon, Name, and Evil Eye meet Jaldabaoth, they see his 5 masked demon maids. While the female adventurers handle the maids, Momon fights Jaldabaoth. Lachios fights demon hordes while supporting mages and heal adventurers until Gazif arrives with the king's army. Demiurge and Ains discuss Demiurge's plan in an abandoned building. Lastly, all the blame should be put on Jaldabaoth for making Momon more famous. Narberl chats with her sisters as Evil Eye fights. The maids return to their roles when Mare signals an earthquake. Momon brings Jaldabaoth and Evil Eye together. Jaldabaoth orders a retreat, ending the disturbance. Adventurers and soldiers hail Momon as a kingdom hero. Aura enslaves the remaining 8 Fingers leaders for Ains Oil Gown. After some resistance, Hilma convinces the Dark Elf twins to let her make them loyal out of fear of Kuhuku torture. Aura agrees to it, saying that they now control half of the country. Flodder Paradine tells Baharuth Emperor Jurtnif Rune Farlord El Nix that Ains Ul Gown is more powerful than or equal to him. While wishing to meet Ains personally, Jurtnif commands Fluda to investigate adamantite adventurer Momon as well. Thank you for watching the video, and don't forget to click the bell icon and like and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos.